What's up, everybody? I'm Derek. This is Rocking E Truck, and today is part 3 of my nearly 5,000-mile road trip from California to Connecticut. Part 2 of my vlog covered my trip from Tombstone, Arizona to Carlsbad, New Mexico, and detailed the issues that I had with the thunderstorms getting into Texas. Part 3 is going to pick back up on my trip through Texas into Arkansas and then finally to Tennessee. So let's get back on the road and let's get rocking. Alright, so it's the morning of the 3rd. I have made it to Texas. I got on the road here about 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm trying to make it through West Texas to San Antonio before the thunderstorm hour comes back up this afternoon. So the Weather Channel seems to think that there's going to be another kind of thunderstorm corridor that goes through West Texas, building back up kind of this afternoon. So I'm trying to use the nice weather that we've got this morning to just drive straight through to the heart of Texas. So wish me luck. So far, I've seen a number of oil fields or natural gas fields, one of the two out here. I'm driving past one right now that, you know, have the fire burn off stacks that are going everywhere. Not a lot of oil derricks out here, so maybe it is natural gas, but that's kind of interesting. Sadly, there was no, at least I didn't see, maybe I was just trying, paying too hard attention to the road, but I didn't see a big sign that said "Welcome to Texas," amazingly. So I don't have any footage of that, sadly, but the countryside out here has looked pretty much the same since I left Carlsbad, New Mexico. Just kind of scrub brush and sand and dirt around. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just trying to drive straight through. I might stop in Pecos because it's apparently the home of the first ever rodeo, which sounds pretty cool. Maybe they have a rodeo museum or something to see there. But otherwise, I'm trying to make it to San Antonio as early as possible this evening. It's about a 6 to 7 hour drive. I'm trying to do it in one shot. I may stop for lunch. I might just grab something and keep driving. So anyway, wish me luck in avoiding all of the thunderstorms. Luckily, my truck weathered the rain that we had in Carlsbad last night fine. The canopy seemed to keep everything dry. I didn't crawl in and test it out, but it seems like it kept everything pretty well dry. And all in all, I'm thankful that there was no hail, because that could have been pretty rough. But I'm trying to get through this big swath of West Texas that is allegedly going to have more thunderstorms, and big fist-sized balls of hail are expected. So I'm trying to get through that before it, comes back and starts back up. Alright, so I made it into San Antonio. It is 4 o'clock this afternoon on the 3rd of October. I was going to go visit the Alamo right behind me. Not that you could see it. There's some buildings and stuff in the way, but it's one under construction, so pictures are not the best. I could have taken pictures through the chain link fence, but meh. And 2, it is 97 degrees outside right now, and I've got my snake in the back seat of my truck. I don't really know what to do with him. 97 is just too hot. So I am going to opt to just keep driving. I'm gonna keep heading east to a little RV park in Columbus, Texas, not Ohio, to camp for the night. I think as I get closer to Houston, the temperatures look like they're dropping, or they're gonna be a little lower. And a couple more hours on the road will give the sun some more time to go down and the temperature to hopefully drop a little bit. It was hot in White Sands, New Mexico, camping at Holloman Air Force Base. So I'm a little nervous that camping is going to be kind of uncomfortable, a little miserable. So, kind of the downside of having an animal with you as you travel. I certainly didn't have any other options to ship him across the country. I guess I could have tried. I'm sure, other options maybe that I didn't look into, but I considered getting a hotel room here in San Antonio, but tomorrow I'm trying to get all the way to Hot Springs National Park in Arkansas, and if I were to stay here tonight, that'd be over 9 hours of straight driving. So I was not about to try that. I opted to say, hey, I'm in San Antonio. I could find a way to go see the Alamo. I've already skipped Big Bend National Park because of the, severe thunderstorm warnings from last night. And I decided, as much as I really did want to come see Texas and kind of experience parts of Texas, I think the best option for me as far as timeline goes is to just get back on the road, drive another couple more hours for the day. It'd put me about 9 hours today, but I'd be getting in about 6:30. I think that's my best option for the night to set myself up for success for tomorrow. So I'll have to come back and visit Texas again on a later date, because I would love to see the Alamo and see all the history of Texas and all the museums in the area, because it is a pretty city. Just having driven through it just a little bit, it is pretty, and looks like it's got a lot of cool things. Cool breweries, distilleries, things like that around, but I got to do the responsible thing and make sure that I get to Tennessee for the wedding that I have to be groomsman in. So that's the priority here, and unfortunately that means no fun sights at the Alamo or in San Antonio. So moving on to the next place. See you in a bit. It is so humid this morning that I cannot keep my windshield or my side windows from fogging up. So I just left camp here in Columbus, Texas, and nice little camp, nice little RV camp. The guy here managing it was super cool. It was right along the Colorado River. I really wish that I had time to break out my fly rod and fish the river, because I could see fish rising this morning. Looked like an awesome morning to go fishing. But I'm on a time frame, so I decided to get on the road. I'm gonna go hit the nearest gas station for a cup of coffee, and then keep on trucking to Hot Springs National Park in Arkansas, and that's about 8 hours away. So we're back on the road. We are loaded up and trucking. We're eastbound and down, northeast, but close enough. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. regular highway again. US 79 north, I think. But I think I'm finally concluding my rural tour through central and eastern Texas, through the ranch lands of central and eastern Texas. I'm just in Rusk County line right now, which is funny because I was just in Rusk, Texas not that long ago, so maybe that's the end of the county. But one way or another, I'm getting closer and closer to an interstate on my way to Arkansas and Hot Springs National Park. So there's still some beautiful, beautiful rangeland between me and there, but it's nice to be off of the country roads that I've been on. Now granted, Texas does know how to make some highways, because even those old country roads, farm roads and everything had speed limits above 60 miles an hour, so still making good speed across the state. Texas knows just how big it is, so it does give you the leeway to travel as fast as you can, so that's kind of nice. But I started out on Texas 109 north. I think I hit 90 north next. Then I hit 21 east, maybe 21 east or 21 north, one of the two. And then Texas 69 north for a little ways. And then Farm Road 2279 or 2278 until I finally hit US 79 north, which is what I'm on right now. So I'm hoping to hit interstate. I think I'm heading toward I-10 again, which I've kind of been off and on throughout this entire trip since hitting Arizona. So it'll be nice to get back on an interstate. I really just haul out of the middle of nowhere. Oh, I'm just casually camping and editing video in the back of my truck, because that's what's up. You can't see anything that direction, but I'm at a KOA in Arkansas right now. Alright, so it's the next morning, and I'm thankful I went and got the stamps for the national park, because I showed up to do the tour at the bathhouse this morning at 9:15, which is 15 minutes after they open, according to Google, and they weren't open. So the print on the door said 10 to 5, so I have to get on the road to Tennessee, so unfortunately I won't get the full experience of this national park. The area was gorgeous, the bathhouses were really cool. I'll definitely have to come back here at a later date to just kind of get the full experience and actually explore the town, because it seems like a really neat little place. So they have a bunch of stuff to see here. So road trip's got a road trip, so I gotta get back on the road, and it is raining again this morning. It rained almost all night. We had a bit of a reprieve this morning as I got up and kind of cleaned up and reorganized some stuff in my truck. But all in all, it poured down rain last night. Thankfully, I stayed pretty dry, but the little dangly straps hanging down in the canopy do wick water through them, so I was getting drips here and there, which was kind of funny. But I stayed pretty dry, I stayed warm, so all in all, the night went all right. But I drove, I think it was like 8 to 9 hours on the road. It was, I think, a 7 to 8 hour drive from where I camped last night. But made a couple stops along the way. There was a crazy thunderstorm that I drove through near Texarkana, and all in all, just not the greatest traveling conditions. There was an accident, semi-truck that had gone off the road that held up traffic for quite a while. So it was honestly amazing that I made it to the park before they closed, as it was, because they closed at 5 and I walked in about 4:50. So glad I got the stamps at least. I did visit, but I didn't get to see a whole lot, unfortunately. But I did go to the Superior Bathhouse at the far north end of the bathhouse complex. They have a full brewery that uses the natural water from the hot springs or from the natural springs in the area to brew all of their beer. I got an Irish Red, which was really, really good, and some steak fries, which were also delicious. So I did get to experience one of the things that you can't experience anywhere else in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So we're getting back on the road. We're gonna long haul it to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where the wedding that I'm going to is, and then from there, I probably won't take a lot of video or pictures or anything because I'll be busy. But then from there, I'm planning to go either north to Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky, and then back down to the Pigeon Forge, Tennessee area to see the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and hang out with a cousin that's vacationing in the area. So that's convenient timing for me. I'll show some shots on the road like I usually do, and we're on our way to Tennessee. Alright, so I just made it into Murfreesboro, Tennessee to be exact, and I am here for a few days for a wedding for a good friend of mine from back in college. So I'm going to go dark-ish, probably not take a lot of pictures or videos of the area per se, but I am going to get back on this trip in part 4, leaving the Nashville area and going to a number of national parks in the area. The plan is to hit Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, and then roll back into Tennessee, Pigeon Forge to be exact, and then go to Great Smoky Mountains National Park before I start heading north to Connecticut. So, if you've enjoyed this video or this series thus far, please drop a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell. If you want to support me and the channel further, please consider becoming an honorary striker on my Patreon. Link is in the description below the video. And as always, keep on rocking.